Tarek El Moussa, entrepreneur, real estate guru, investor, founder, CEO, star of the new HGTV docuseries you just saw, The Flipping El Moussas. What a name, first of all. Second of all, congrats on the new show and the new baby boy, 5 weeks old. Are you excited?
Thank you so much. Yeah, we're having a blast. The little guy is so much fun.
5 weeks. Oh my gosh, that's a little peanut. Well, 75% of homeowners regret buying a home over the past couple of years. A lot of people didn't get an inspection. So if their property is not in good shape, what's the first thing they should do?
Okay, well, going into a real estate transaction, it's very important to know what you're buying. So, the issue with these two sellers or homeowners before wasn't the fact that they bought during the pandemic. It was the fact that they didn't have correct representation and they didn't find major issues with that property, which they could have found through a home inspection.
If the cost of construction is just way out of somebody's league, I mean, over the past few years, we saw the labor go up, the labor costs, the supplies go way up. I mean, wood went up, I think, double and triple, granite, marble, tile. So obviously that could have been contributing to a lot of these buyers' remorse as well.
Yeah, I mean, the buyer's remorse, honestly, they should be throwing a pandemic party because here's the thing. When anyone that bought a house during the pandemic, they have an interest rate below 3%.
Truth.
If they want to buy their same house today, the purchase price would be similar, the interest rate would be more than double, and the payment would be substantially more. So a lot of these people that bought their homes during the pandemic, they couldn't even buy a house today in 2023. So for a lot of people, it was an opportunity to secure long-term debt. And as long as they hold this real estate, in the future, it's going to be worth substantially more.
Okay, so thank you for putting a bright lining around what a lot of people are considering a headache. What should they do in terms of repairs now? Is there a way to start in on these repairs without spending a ton of money right now?
No, there's not. Especially when you're dealing with plumbing issues, you need to hire a licensed bonded contractor that knows exactly what they're doing. The previous homeowner, when the seller agreed to do those repairs, they should have had it in writing that it was done by a licensed bonded contractor and that repair should have been warranted.
And so if you are having a hard time finding somebody who's licensed, because I had friends who not only bought homes, but they did all of the work and they managed people coming in and doing the work for them. But they were waiting for an electrician sometimes, and they couldn't go on to the next step of construction because they could not find an electrician in their city. So they were considering getting somebody from another state, but then you have to be qualified to work in that state. So do you have any tips about that?
I mean, yeah, these have been very frustrating times because of how hot the real estate market's been. The construction industry has just been overwhelmed, so it just takes a lot of work to find the right people to work on your projects. I've done almost 1,000 flips and, it's a challenging market right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you were wanting to jump in and buy right now, even with those high interest rates, is there a positive to purchasing and then flipping a property, and where is the best place to buy?
Absolutely. And this is exactly what I teach at my real estate education company, Homeschooled, is how to make money when you buy real estate, meaning the day you buy a house, you're already ahead of the game. So we teach people to make money when you go into the deal. So right now there is a big opportunity because inventory is up, demand is low, interest rates are high. So if I were a home buyer today, I would look for properties that have been on the market for maybe 60 plus days. I'd look for properties that have had price reduction over the last couple of months, because those are signs that we have a motivated seller. And when you go in to make that offer, don't be scared to write a low offer. And here's the thing, don't just write a low offer on one house, write a low offer on 5 houses, because if you find the right seller that's very motivated, you have an opportunity to pick up a really good deal.
That's awesome. Okay, really quick, you and your wife, Heather Ray El Moussa of Selling Sunset, are hosting a new docuseries. Tell us about Flipping El Moussas.
Yeah, the Flipping El Moussas is a whole lot of fun. It's a show about our family and our family business, buying, fixing, and flipping houses here in Southern California. And, I'm a passionate real estate investor, and I love sharing the knowledge of real estate with the general public.
Yeah, you do. And obviously, you're doing it very well. Thank you so much, Tarek. We appreciate you joining us.
Yeah, and then, one last thing I'm very passionate about, obviously teaching people. So in Scottsdale, Arizona, April 28th and 29th, we're throwing the Flipping Summit. So if everyone wants to learn how to make money in real estate when they're buying these houses, they should check it out.
All right, the Flipping Summit. That is catchy. And you can actually catch the new docuseries, The Flipping El Moussas, on HGTV Thursday at 8/7 Central. Thanks again, Tarek.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.